Saturday's going to be a fantastic day. Not only do we have college football, not only do we have the MLB playoffs, but we got WWE Bad Blood taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, and then there's a UFC pay-per-view on late at night, which is why this card is being moved up to 6 p.m.
Yes. Um, I am surprised that Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is just, like, I know Dom Mysterio is going to be in a shark cage, but I thought for sure this was going to be a Hell in a Cell match. I really did.
I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why it's not. I've been thinking about this, and I know you told me no, 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 you don't want to see it. It's going to drag on too long. I think this is going all the way to WrestleMania.
Can you keep the interest in the feud that long?
I think it can sort of be like a Cody Roman where like Rhea goes off a little bit to the side. They miss each other for a couple months and then Rhea comes back for the Rumble. Boom, she wins it. And now you got Rhea and Liv one more time in a Hell in a Cell.
Maybe. But I'll tell you what, the match I'm most excited about for this card, Finn Balor, Damian Priest.
Whoa, that came out of nowhere.
I I've been waiting for this feud because you could just tell it was coming, and I feel like this is gonna be the start of a series of matches. I'd like to see this feud be stretched out to WrestleMania, and I think this first match, we know what type of wrestler Balor is as a singles guy. Damian Priest has been awesome as a singles competitor, whether it was as the World Heavyweight Champion or now as part of the Terror Twins. So I think this is going to be an absolute barn burner. I think I would give the slight edge to Finn Balor in this first match, but if Priest were to win, it would not surprise me. I don't know who's going to get. I really don't know who's going to win this match.
Yeah, I think both Judgment Day members are going to win this match. There's going to be some interference in both. I think in the women's title match, maybe Dom finds his way out of the shark cage somehow. And I think Finn and Priest will shenanigans from Carlito and JD McDonough and the rest of the Judgment Day crew. Finn will win by distraction. But I think that, there's a real debate on this show of what the main event is going to be, whether it's going to be the tag match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline, or whether it's going to be this bloody, personal feud where basically CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are threatening to beat each other until they're stuffed inside a box. The promos last night, I know you said you didn't get a chance to see Raw last night. The final promos between Drew and Punk were just chef's kiss, top notch. They didn't say a lot, but it was meaningful. They were both inside Hell in a Cell, actually, with a bunch of security guards. And, Pierce made this rule they couldn't touch each other. So they just took final blows at each other. And Punk, I really like the little detail that he's doing right now. He's not shaving. He said he's been living at a hotel for a month. He couldn't face his wife, AJ Lee, of course, with what he's going to do to Drew McIntyre on Saturday night. There's going to be blood. There's going to be weapons. This may be the most grueling WWE match, if you want to call it, an AEW bloodfest, whatever you want to call it. I think these two men are going to literally destroy each other. They may literally destroy the cell itself. I wouldn't even be surprised if this match takes place on top of the Hell in a Cell, as this is the 30-year anniversary, or excuse me, this is the 27-year anniversary of the first ever Hell in a Cell match on the same night. Bad Blood 97 in your house, the debut of Kane when The Undertaker took on Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good match. They're going to have a lot to live up to after that insane, unsanctioned, lights out steel cage match between Hangman and Swerve that happened at All Out. So good luck with that. But it's going to be a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. WWE usually hits the mark when it comes to Hell in a Cell. Of course, we all remember Cody versus Seth what was that, last year or
It was
2 years ago?
2022.
Okay, I only even remember. Oh yeah, there was a Hell in a Cell match last year. Balor versus Edge. That's right. Um, the other match, Nia versus Bailey. It's just a rematch of SummerSlam. It's just kind of there for
Now,
me.
there are some interesting elements to that match, depending on if there's going to be a heel turn or a face turn. Does Naomi turn on Bailey? Does Tiffany turn on Nia? Does Tiffy time actually happen and cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase?
So, what other matches? We got the tag match. We got Hell in a Cell, short women's title match.
That's it. We got a 5 match card because Gunther and Sami Zayn are taking place on Monday, which I don't know where this came from WWE, but I absolutely love it that out of the blue, they have gone back to an old staple way back in the day when I first started watching wrestling, which was let's have championship matches and then stipulation matches on Raw and SmackDown. It gives you a reason to tune in every week. And next week, they're going back to Raw for 2 hours, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. That Raw, you have a World Championship match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. You have an Intercontinental Championship match between Yeet, Jey Uso, and Xavier Woods, and an old-fashioned Donnybrook match between um, Pete Dunne and Sheamus. Absolutely incredible. Cannot wait for that. And that is on the heels of that damn barn burner that was last night, the last monster standing between Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed,
in which Seth Rollins returned.
which nobody knew about. That was a great surprise and unexpected. The stomp to Bronson Reed, and now we get that feud. Um,
Yes, which
so
I think I saw Braun Strowman might have suffered an injury during that match.
Oh, I hope not. I've always been a fan of Braun. I always thought way back in the day he should have cashed in on Brock Lesnar and won the title. Damn you, Vince, for ruining his momentum because Braun Strowman was one of the most popular WWE wrestlers at the time. But I digress.
Yes. We also have the debut of NXT on the CW tonight.
We
So
do
that should be
tonight. That's going to
yeah.
be
We
very
got
interesting. I'm going to tune into that.
Ethan Page defends the NXT Championship against Trick Williams with CM Punk as a special guest referee. Roxanne Perez is facing um, the debuting Julia, I think it is.
And then you
I
always have
forget her.
Miz TV now with Miz, who turned heel on our Truth last night.
Right.
Um,
And
that's
Stephanie McCur is hanging over the NXT Women's Championship match. But then on Wednesday, to turn your attention to AEW, we've got the 5-year anniversary show. Danielson Okada Part 3 is going down for the AEW World Championship. We've got some other big matches on this card. We've got Wrestle Dream coming up on October 12th. We've got Title Tuesday next Tuesday, which I'm not going to really tune in for, but and then Dynamite's coming to Cleveland on October 30th. So big time stuff happening in wrestling over these
No,
next
there
few weeks.
is. Usually the fall is a dead period in wrestling. Not this year.
No. Um, and I think it's interesting what you said at the beginning of this segment that the WWE moved up their premium live event so it doesn't collide with the UFC pay-per-view. I think that is a fascinating aspect
Well,
of this
that's a
whole thing.
TKO move. I don't think that's a WWE led move. I think that's a TKO board move.
No, but yeah, either way, I think that's a very interesting and fascinating little tidbit right there that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about. You in the main event of UFC 307, it's Alex Pereira defending the light heavyweight title against Khalil Roundtree. I'm not gonna watch it because sorry Dana White, I'm not paying $80 for a UFC pay per view on top of my ESPN Plus subscription. No, thank you. But I think that's an interesting little tidbit that the WWE Premium Live event got moved up because of the UFC pay per view. I think that's fascinating.
For the record, personally, I don't mind it at all. I love the earlier the PLE, the better for me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Um, I will. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch Bad Blood. It depends on some family stuff and whatnot. I'm going to try to.
Yeah, I already know I'm missing Crown Jewel the next month. I got a wedding on that date. Um, but I want to go back to what you said about AEW actually really quick because I'm going to make a prediction for you, Josh. Right
Okay.
before we right before we came on this show, the guy who I have a feud with allegedly, the one, the only Tony Khan. He tweeted out that he has an announcement. I have another big announcement, but I actually think this one's going to be a big announcement. And he said
The,
he's going to make it prior to AEW going on the air.
the new
I
TV
believe
deal.
this announcement is going to be the new TV deal.
Yes.
And from what I heard, it's a good deal. It's not a great deal. I am interested to see not even what the numbers are, but what the deal looks in terms of, you know, is Collision still a thing? Is Rampage still a thing? Did they rename the show? What day is it going to be on? Those types of things. Because as we talked about, with Warner losing the NBA, the fact that Warner has been so public about losing the NBA tells me that they believe they're in trouble. So I'm interested to see from an AEW standpoint if that affects them at all.
So I forgot. Also, with the 5-year anniversary show tomorrow, not only do you have Danielson taking on Okada for the AEW World Championship, you also have Will Ospreay taking on Ricochet for the AEW International Championship. I did forget about that. You've got Britt Baker returning home to Pittsburgh to take on Serena Deeb. We'll see if MVP is on the show because he made his surprise debut last week on Grand Slam, which says to me Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are on their way to AEW, and they're going to be doing something with Swerve Strickland right away. Yes, please. And on the subject of Rampage, if you remember, Tony Khan said we're about to make a shockwave. Um, I think that means Rampage is going away. There have been rumors that Shockwave is going to be a new show on Fox. And
FS1, I've heard.
okay, well, Swerve Strickland basically confirmed that they're going to be on. It's going to be on Fox or Fox Sports 1. I'll be curious if that's a new show where there's wrestling or if it's going to be a recap show. But I think AEW's taking WWE's spot on Fox.
Essentially, yes. I don't think they'd run Friday nights.
No, they should not. Not going against SmackDown. I would not do that.
By the way, this is so off topic, but did you know that in the 1849 key demographic, which again Tony Khan loves to tout, WWE actually beat college football on Fox Friday night?
Um,
Very interesting.
yes. So as you can see, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and we got Raw going to Netflix in 3 months.
Yes. I'll be curious. When Raw moves to Netflix, will it stay a 2-hour show? And does SmackDown become the new 3-hour show?
So I'm going to tell you this. SmackDown will absolutely become a 3-hour show. I think Raw is going to could be 2, could be 2.5, could be 3. I think it's whatever they feel on that night. I don't think they're going to have a designated 2-3 hour show because they're on a streamer. They can do whatever they want.
Me personally, I think they should stick to 2. I think they're going to get better shows with it being a 2-hour show. That's just me.
That first Raw on Netflix, I don't know if I've told you this of what I think the main event is going to be.
No, you haven't.
Cody Roman 3.
Oh, really? You don't think they would save that for Crown Jewel or something like that?
That's when you do Cody Roman 3. It's the biggest match you can do. The Rock returns, screws over Roman. That's how you get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. Cody faces a heel Randy Orton.
Cody faces a heel Randy Orton
at WrestleMania. Yes.
Oh, okay. I do like the seeds they're playing with Kevin Owens and him turning heel.
I think the crown jewel match is actually going to be Cody versus heel KO.
If that's the case, I could see a heel KO taking the title from him.
No, he's not going to take the title.
I could see it. I really could.
I think there's a 0% chance. I think they're running Cody Roman 3 back. I think that's the biggest show you're going to do. John Cena is going to be there. Pat McAfee is coming back. It's going to be in Los Angeles. I think Cody Roman 3.